to Spiritual Happy Hour. We are so excited to be here again tonight with all of you.
And all of us.
And we are so grateful for the master Randy Luna, who always plays us in and plays us out and then plays a beautiful interlude in the middle of everything.
An original interlude. I mean, I don't know if you realize that just comes out of his head or his fingers.
I was going to say, it comes out of his fingers. But welcome to Spiritual Happy Hour. So what do we do here, Marilyn? We talk about...
miracles.
We're talking about miracles today.
We talk about, well, it's loosely based upon or inspired by A Course in Miracles.
And Adironda.
And Adironda gives a message after Randy plays.
And sometimes I inspire Marilyn and sometimes she inspires me.
We're pretty inspiring. And that's the miraculous part. Do you believe in miracles?
Of course I believe in miracles.
What's a miracle in your life?
You're a miracle. I bet you're a miracle in everyone's life out there.
I don't know. I believe that everything is a miracle, at least according to A Course in Miracles.
Right.
Which I started over a few weeks ago. And, you know, I do that every year, too. It depends on how long it actually takes me
Once
to
you
get
through all the 365 miracles.
Right, which may be a longer year than 365 days sometimes. I started with the first section, which is 50 Principles of Miracles. I love that section.
I love that section too.
You know, it's so wonderful. I mean, I love all the sections, but that's the one that gets us started off just right. You know, let me tell you what the first one is. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All are expressions of love and are maximal. Now, the third principle is miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is that love inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. And then the sixth principle is miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. Now, I'm not going to read all 50 principles, trust me, but I would encourage each of you to get a book of A Course in Miracles and read them because it's so amazing. We really do live in miraculous times. So many of us around here, around the world, are sort of desensitized to those miracles, I think. So I want to bring that back. I mean, one miracle is that Joy and I are actually working together because we were, not to be redundant, but miraculously brought together. I mean, this person named Alexis, who was miraculously placed in my path in 1999, she could tell that I was not present in my body. I didn't even know that was a possibility at the time. But she could tell, and she knew what to do about it, and that's how she knew how to open the energy so Adironda would first speak. And that changed everything. And then, if that wasn't miracle enough, the same person whom Joy miraculously met in Los Angeles 11 years later in 2010, when Joy was on a 10-day RV show in Los Angeles with hundreds of salespeople, she got the one salesperson or closer that was indeed Alexis. And she, that I met in 1999, right? You're following the story? Then we believe Adironda actually leaned in and spoke through Alexis and told Joy to call me. Or maybe it is a miracle that now, 13 years later, we're still business partners and we haven't killed each other or anything. You may think that there are big miracles or little miracles, but they're all really just ordinary and natural miracles. The other day I saw my second great-grandson. I mean, I held him when he was less than 24 hours old. And I just looked him over and over and over, and I saw that he's a miracle, as all babies are. I mean, this is a little 19-inch bundle of skin and teeth and organs and hair and nails, and they're all working. I mean, he even smiles a little. That's a miracle. Then, of course, another miracle is that no matter how many times I looked him over and over, there was no 800 number stamped on his bottom where you can ask for help. Those are the ordinary miracles of our day. I mean, another ordinary miracle, you got up. It's going to be a great day. And when you start each day with that kind of attitude, the wonderful energy just follows you around. And yet, according to the Course, they're all just as extraordinary. The fact that you got up and a baby, and Joy and I being business partners, they're all absolutely as extraordinary or ordinary as the other. A few weekends ago, I was guided to attend a conference. I know this sounds crazy, but I didn't even know what the conference was about. It was a miracle that I was in attendance. I mean, someone asked me, I don't know, like a year ago, if I wanted to go with a free ticket, buy 2 tickets. The conference was buy 2 tickets, get 1 free, and I could get the free ticket. Well, I hesitated because normally I don't really attend someone else's work. This was before we committed to Israel in 2023, and I knew that I was going to do a lot of trips and all that this year, but I didn't know what they were. Anyway, when she asked me if I wanted to go to the conference, I clearly heard yes. I heard these words, yes, you are to attend. So I said yes. And then months and months later, I was thinking about it, hesitating as to whether I should go to the conference or not. I mean, it was 4 days, and the plane ticket was $800 or $900 to go to Nashville, Tennessee. So, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be there, so I asked for a clear sign that I was to attend the conference in Nashville. Well, within 24 hours, I got a message from a friend who I had not heard from since 2005, and he was in Nashville. That was the second confirmation, the second miracle. In the meantime, we were committed to go to Israel in 2023, and the universe arranged for me to drive partway with someone who would then drive me the rest of the way. I mean, it's about a 7-hour total one-way trip, and I got to ride in a car half of that. Another miracle. Avoiding $800 for a plane ticket. And I do love road trips. Well, about 2 days before the conference, I was really embarrassed to ask what the conference was about. I mean, I don't know anybody else besides me that would go to a conference and have no clue what it was supposed to be about. But I do that, and I did, and I thought I should know before I got there what the topic of the conference was. Well, that is the miracle of trust. To know you're supposed to do something and then do it, because the topic of the conference was the ascension of Mary Magdalene, which feeds right into our trip to Israel. I mean, I was surprised. How perfect is that? I mean, the Marys, Mary the mother and Mary the Magdalene, had come in several times in different channelings in the past year since last summer, and it will directly connect to the information that I'll be using in Israel when we go there. Another miracle. Some miracles are bright, some miracles are not. Another miracle in Tennessee is that we were a little late in getting on the road, and so we were picking someone else up at the airport, and we were running probably 30 minutes late. And, it's one thing to sit in the airport for 30 minutes, but after a long trip, you just want to get in a car and go somewhere. Well, we were delayed in traffic again, and her flight was delayed. So, of course, little miracle, we got there at the perfect time. And then there was a grocery store within about 4 minutes from our house, the Airbnb that we rented, and there was a parking spot right up front, even though the parking lot was packed when we arrived. Those are the miracles that may be just as extraordinary as the miracle of having a baby. We had lots of miracles happen on that trip, even a yummy ice cream store very close to our house. You see, ordinary things that are happening in our life, sometimes we just pass right over them without thinking about how miraculous they are. Just like in A Course in Miracles, we have to realize that miracles are a natural state of perception. Well, there were 8 of us in this Airbnb, and we talked about amazing miracles of UFOs, of stargates, of activating stargates on the planet, of being the miracle that we were all there and how we met and how we all came together. I mean, the amazing part is that we've each had miraculous things happen in all of our lives, all of the time. We just may not think of them as miracles. I mean, what happens when you spend a day marveling as though everything you're doing it for the first time? I mean, that you marvel at the way the toothpaste somehow squirts out of the tube when you squeeze it just right, or maybe it doesn't. Or you marvel at the way somebody designed a toothbrush to brush your teeth and make your mouth clean, and you can brush your teeth a multiple of different ways. I mean, what happens? I'd like you to try this, actually, to pay attention to the menial, mundane tasks that you do in your life, like brushing your teeth or washing your dishes or making coffee or, maybe just taking a walk. And look at everything as though it's the first time that you ever saw it, and see the miraculousness in that event. I mean, we have so many miracles in our life. The Master Randy Luna, he is like a walking miracle because he plays this amazing music that he literally creates on the spot. I don't know how that happens, but it is a miracle. Joy is another miracle because she is an amazing communicator about the hard stuff that really no one else wants to talk about. Carl Phonologist Fink is a miracle because when there is a problem, he just always kind of laughs and turns it all over to God and lets God figure it out. I mean, that's a miracle. Most people don't necessarily do that. Lainey is another miracle because she is healthy, strong, aware, awake, and can fold up her body into an airplane seat and sit cross-legged. And did I mention that she's in her 80s? Susan is also a miracle because she can read a story that causes the listener to think about that story and see it in their minds as though it's a movie happening right here and right now. Catherine is another miracle because she's alive and lives like love, walking around in a human body. Tracy is another. Well, you get the idea, right? I mean, there was not that long ago that people didn't have running water in their homes. And now they have a computer they can put in their pocket so they can pay their water bill online. Miraculous, right? I mean, when I Googled miracles, as you know I do, Google everything, the only example of miracles that came up on the first pages in Google were biblical miracles. You know, miracles did not stop 2,000 years ago. I mean, I remember my friend Anne. She called me one day and she said, Marilyn, I was working at the hotel in Branson at the time. This was, 2006 or 7. And she asked me, do I believe in the miracle of the fishes and loaves? I thought, yeah, I guess. Well, she proceeded to tell me about a luncheon at church that they had before they had a oneness blessing or something at the Unity of Fayetteville. They had a bowl of salad and on the side like a rotisserie chicken or something. They were expecting about 20 people. Well, 120 people showed up, and they all ate. And Anne sat and watched as that bowl continued at about half full for all 120 people. I mean, she even asked somebody to come and sit and watch with her to make sure she wasn't hallucinating. And everyone had their fill. Some people even came back for seconds, and they even took some leftovers home. That was the miracle of the fishes and loaves. I'm from Missouri, so you have to prove it to me. So it happened again. I mean, we went to a float trip on the Buffalo River, and there were 16 of us, including 4 teenagers. I arrived about 6 o'clock, and the party was already in full swing before the float trip the next day. They were playing games and, having a few beers and eating chips out of a restaurant-size chip bag, like one of those little brown bags that, are about that big, and one small container of salsa. Now, we didn't have any other snack foods there. That was it. We ate from that snack bag of chips for 4 hours, and it was never empty. In fact, the next morning, there was one chip left and enough salsa to put on that one chip. I could go on and on about stories about food and she was then our chef at our retreats for several years. Those are miracles, not extraordinary miracles, ordinary miracles. I'm asking you to appreciate all the miracles in your life. Big or small, it's just a matter of perception. The dictionary actually defines miracles as a surprising and welcoming event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Well, my dears, I believe everything is the work of a divine agency. We are all miracles walking around in a human body. I mean, how did God figure out how to get photosynthesis in the leaf so that they can produce oxygen as just a byproduct so we can breathe? I mean, it's so easy to recognize the big miracles in our lives like baby, food multiplying, healing, but I'm talking about those ordinary little miracles. They are all the same, big ones and little ones. This week, when you are aware of the ordinary miracles, of all the miracles in your life, please note that awareness will create a shifting world that is around you, because you are shifting, which is a miracle within itself. The world is shifting because you hold space in it, and that's pretty cool. So please, pay attention. Try going through the day, seeing those mundane tasks that you do with the awe of a miracle. And then see the wondrousness in the other humans that are around you. They are miracles just as much as you are. Then let me know how things begin to change for you, okay? Well, to help set that mood, let's listen to the miraculous notes of the master Randy Luna, and then we'll have a message from Adironda. Okie dokie? Ah, so it is a good day to you, huh? It's a good day to you, and good day to you, and oh, she's gone. Good day to her. You never know what is going to happen, eh? Miracle of miracles, you are here. Miracle of miracles, the vessel Marilyn is here, the Carol phonologist Fink, Master Randy Luna, who we like to call Meryl, and the Joy is here. Everyone is a miracle. Every single aspect of your life is miraculously put together. Because when you look into the human form, and you may not actually look into the human form, but look at the picture and see how all of those organs fit together, usually in the perfect order. And when they are not in the perfect order, then the miracle of doctors were created. We know that many people think doctors are not a miracle. So set your intention that you find a doctor who is a miracle, and then you can tell the story about your miracle doctors, eh? So you know the miracles in your world. And we would ask you, as the vessel Marilyn did, to pay attention and realize that even the simplest things are profound. She coupled it to going to Israel, and that the fact that we brought her to a conference about Mary's ascension, not Mary the mother, but Mary the Magdalene from Magdala, and things that she did not know. For you see, when we are standing in Israel, we are sharing the stories of the truth and what happened. Beloved friends, yes, there are so many miracles that happened after I was no longer in physical on your planet. And there are many miracles that happened that I had nothing to do with. I would like to tell you a story of one of the miracles that I saw that no one else did, or maybe they didn't notice at the end. Take a deep breath. Huh? There I was. I had been laid down on the wood after being tortured. And the Roman soldier, who was indeed driving a nail, looked at me, and we made eye contact. I looked at him just for a moment, and literally telepathically, I said to him, I know. You are just doing your job. And he stopped and looked at me, and tears came to his eyes. And he put the mallet down and walked away. Roman soldiers did not do that. And that was a miracle. He went on to be one of the greatest spiritual teachers of that time. I don't even know his name. Those are the miracles that happen. What happens when you look into someone's eyes and they see pure love reflecting back from you to them and from them to you? Those energies are the strength of what makes humans divine. That energy, as it is coming through, is what makes our divine link weep, for I bring her inside. So she feels that love. As I know you do. Breathe it in. You are a divine agent, a messenger of the times. It is like our dear friend Carl says, turn it over to God. God is within you and can solve for anything. As you understand that fact, know who you are. A miracle? Yes. Just as every blade of grass is also a miracle. Just as every drop in the water is also a miracle. And when that water is dried, they get salt. The salt of the earth. as you are the salt of the earth. Understand that the life that you are living is simple, ordinary, and extraordinary in every moment. I just ask you to say yes. That's how the divine link of Marilyn got to a conference that she did not even know the name of. That's how she learned that the essence of the story was created. That's how I shared that they missed a few points, which I will share with you from time to time. You know I love you, and I am with you. Ha! So, it is always an adventure here, eh? And the vessel Marilyn gets to wash her face a bit, huh? As you understand that with the vessel Marilyn, she is out here when we are here. With the Master Yeshua, he brings her inside. So indeed she feels all of that unconditional ushy-gushy love that the Master Yeshua can pour through. And a new story, huh? So understand that you are the miracle. Every breath you take is the miracle. Every morsel of food you put in your mouth is the miracle. Every cell in your body is the miracle. You are here for a reason. And we are excited about the miracle that you create. We love you deeply. We see you. We know you. We feel you. We honor you. And we bid you namaste. Namaste.